Hi guys, welcome back to our week 11 meeting. Let me see who is here. I'll go to the meeting. Hi guys, welcome back. So loud. All right, Mohammed's here. All right, so guys, let's talk about this week. So if you guys notice that this week is the last two chapters for the book. So chapters on discrimination and then chapters on income inequality. So two of the most shocking subject for the entire book. So for this two chapters, it's not like a econ anymore. It's more like a sociology class. So guys, there's not that much stuff into it. It's basically just basic facts and numbers and then basic information definitions. So just read the chapter once and should be fine for the homework and quizzes. Okay. Now, hopefully you guys have all finished redo your quizzes last week during the holiday. If you didn't, too bad, it's already closed. And then one person asked me about the discussions. So do we have to do all the discussions? Guys, if you notice, look at the um, our number of discussions. So we have 12 weeks plus the one for Thanksgiving. So there are total 13 discussions you have to do. And then what I will do will only take your 10 highest discussion grade. So for all the 13, you do only the top 10 will be counted. The bottom 10 will be dropped. Now, however, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do the last three discussion. This is what I would do. So for all the discussions, if you do more than 10 discussions, so for anything you do more, so if you're going to do 11, you're 12, you're 13. So if you do all 13 discussions, for every discussion you do more than 10, for every exam that's more than 10, I will give you 5 points on your final exam. Okay, so this is very good point. Okay, this is 5 points on the final. So it's a very good deal. So guys, don't take this last discussion slightly. Still participate, still work on it. Okay, and then because everything you finish, for all the total discussions you do, for all the the entire semester, anything more than 10 discussions, for any one extra discussion, I will give you 5 more points on your final. And that's the only extra points we have on the final. So there's no other extra points. And all the extra points you do for the online meetings only applying to your test. So that extra discussions, that's the only extra points that's going on to your final. Okay. Let me see who else is here. Jasmine's here, Lorraine, Mosang, Denise, Letitia. All right, so guys, for exam 3 is next week, and then after next week is your final. So which means pretty much after this week, you have done all the studies for this class. I know many of you guys taking 3, 4, 5 different classes. Let me see. Jasmine said there are only 12 discussions. I saw it was 13. Let me make sure. So week 12, week 11. There is one for next week too, Jasmine. That's why there's total 13 discussions. Okay, so yeah, so 12 weeks and then plus 1 week for the Thanksgiving, so total 13-week discussion. Okay, all right. Where was I? I was talking about something. Oh yeah, so next week's your cert test. Final is the week after. Guys, I know many of you guys have been taking like 3, 4, 5 different classes. So really next week, that's when everybody taking the final test. But that's when everybody have a test, and then after next week, that's when everybody taking a final. You have the option to finish everything early. Okay, really, guys, if you look at the exam for next week and the finals for next week, there's a due date on them, but there's no start date on them. So you can finish everything early and then focus more on your other classes. So if I were you guys, I would do my third test probably end of this week, and then over the weekend study for the final. To study for the final, all you gotta do is just go back to all the old quizzes. Okay, so because many questions on the final are coming straight out of those quizzes. So for everything you finished before, some of the questions will be on the final. Okay, so the best to study is go over all the quizzes, and then once you're ready, take your final as early as possible. Once you finish, you can focus more on other classes. Okay. All right. Tess is here. Cassandra is here. Okay. So does anybody have any question to ask me for this week? Now we're gonna do one more weekly meeting next week, but that will be our finals one. So today and next week our last two online meetings. So any questions, guys, to ask me? Oh, many of you email me, ask me, do I teach 2301 next semester? I do, but the only 2301 I'll be teaching will be a face-to-face 2301. So it's a face-to-face on Monday and Wednesdays evening from 7 to 8:30 at night, at night at the central campus. Okay, so if you guys want to take it, you want to see me in person, then come to my class, but do it as early as possible. Sign up as early as possible because I think the class is almost full. The last time I checked it, so make sure to finish it. Okay. Um, Denise asked me the homework is due on the 17th. Yes, so the homeworks are due on the 17th. No, it's not sooner, it's 17th. So what I would do, 17th is the last day of class. So once we got to 18th, everything will be closed. So even if you want to do the homework, you wouldn't be available anymore. But as long as you finish it before 17, you'll be fine. Mostly ask us, do I have to take the exam 3 since we dropped the lowest grade? Yeah, guys, we do drop the lowest test grade. So if you feel pretty comfortable with the other two tests, you don't have to take your exam 3. But here's the benefit. When you take your exam 3, you're gonna see the questions on the test. And then many of those questions on the test, they're on the final as well. So you still want to take it. You don't even start it too hard on it. Okay, so just take it and see what kind of question I'll be asking. And then on the test, it's very similar questions. Okay, so still try to take it. Okay, don't take it lightly. And then what if you do better, right? What if on this one you get 110, right? And then that will replace your one of the lowest grade. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions to ask me? So remember, for all the discussions, for anything you do more than 10, any extra, you get 5 points on the final. Okay. So if you do all 13 discussions, you'll be getting 15 points on the final. If you do 12, that'll be 10. If you do 11, that'll be 5. Okay, but the minimum is 10. Okay, the minimum discussion is 10. All right. Any other question to ask me? Leslie's here. Hi, Leslie. Any questions? No questions? All right, guys. If no questions, let's end it here today. So again, do what I say. So try your best. Finish everything early. Oh, one more thing. There's always one more thing. If you guys waiting for the posted letter grade on the transcript, I cannot get it to you before the 17th. So the reason why, because for our class, it officially closed on the 17th. So there's no way for me to submit a grade early for any person individually. So I had to wait until the last day of class for everything to be finished and then submit a grade altogether. Okay, so guys, if you do need to get a transcript from me, you have to wait until after the 17th. Now, if you need anything sooner, send me an email. I can send you an email back. On the email, I will tell you what is your final letter grade for the class. So you can take your email to any school you're going to transfer to. Just tell them, hey, I have an email from my professor. This is what my final grade is, and then you can get them transcript immediately, like the week after. Okay, so I'll work with you. Okay, all right. Okay, so any questions you want to ask me? Any more questions? Any more questions? No more questions. All right, if no more questions, let's end it here. So guys, do everything early, okay? And if I have any question, let me know. And I will see you last time next week. Bye-bye.